All right, welcome back to Jammin' Sports. We messed up there. We'll start over. All right, our next game would be the Vikings and the Giants. The Giants are locked in as the NFC East champions and the number 2 seed. Nothing will change, win or lose. That is where they will be. But for the Vikings, however, if they win this game, they are NFC Central champions. If they lose this game, they drop down to a wild card, and the Lions will be NFC Central champions. So a big game for the Vikings. Evil Dead is 123-79, 44 games over 500. Let's head out to MetLife for this one. Vikings-Giants here at Jammin' Sports. Welcome into MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. It's the Vikings and the Giants. And welcome in to another NFL matchup here at Jammin' Sports. Great to have you along. For the Vikings, it's simple. You win and you're division champions in the NFC Central. If you lose, you're a wild card, and the Lions would be the champions. A lot of Detroit fans rooting for the Giants. Evil Dead's got the Vikings in this one. We're about to get underway. The first of our late afternoon games here in Week 16. There's the kickoff. The Giants will get the ball first. We're underway from MetLife. From the 5-yard line on the return. This will be number 27 for the Giants. That's Jay Molson, who brings it out to the 28-yard line. And that's where New York will have it first and 10. The Giants are locked in as the number 2 seed. They can't catch the Seahawks. So it's really a meaningless game for the Giants. But you don't want to go into the playoffs on a losing streak, as usually the case. Giants come out first and 10 from their own 28. Rodgers in the shotgun. Rodgers, hands off. And that's going to be Eric Johnson out to the 38-yard line, a gain of 9. It'll be second and inches. The 7th-year back out of Duke. Evil Dead's got Minnesota in this one. Our first late afternoon game here in Week 16 on second and inches. Rodgers fakes the handoff, looking, throws downfield, and it bounces off a Viking, incomplete. Bounced off the back of number 22, John Butler, in his 3rd year out of Michigan. It'll be 3rd and inches for the Giants at their own 38-yard line. Just underway, live from MetLife Stadium. In the offset eye, Rodgers under center. Rodgers fakes the handoff, throws, dumps it off to Keith Washington, the tight end, out to the 43-yard line, a gain of 5, and that'll be a Giant first down. Keith Washington in his 4th year out of Michigan. A lot of Detroit Lion fans are rooting for the Giants here today. First and 10 from the 43-yard line. Rodgers under center. Rodgers looking. Rodgers throws, and it bounces off Chris Weaver's, incomplete. It'll be second and 10. We're on the opening drive of the first quarter. 6:55 left to play here in the first. An overcast, but not a bad night. About 46 degrees, not bad temperature-wise. 5 wide, empty backfield. Rodgers in the shotgun, second and 10. Rodgers back. Rodgers throws near side. Caught by Washington. Gets 6 out to the 49-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 4. So a big third down for the G-Men coming up. Third and 4 from the 49-yard line. 4 wide. Rodgers in the shotgun. Rodgers back. Rodgers looking. Throws downfield, incomplete. And the Giants are going to have to punt as their opening drive stalls out. That'll bring up 4th and 4. Zach Whitney will come on. Actually, Tanner Pearson will come on to punt for the Giants on 4th down. Pearson gets the punt away. Aiming for the sideline. It'll be out of bounds at the 26-yard line. A 28-yard punt. And now Jay Foster comes out to lead the offense for the Vikings in his 4th year out of Michigan. Again, if the Vikings win, they are NFC Central champions. Not only that, they would host either Dallas or Tampa Bay in the wild card round, depending on what happens with the Dallas game against Pittsburgh. 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line. Foster under center. Foster hands off to Maffa. Phil Maffa around the outside, and Maffa out to the 45-yard line. A gain of 19 for Phil Maffa, the rookie out of Clemson. Out to the Viking 45-yard line. Coming up to make the tackle, number 26, Scott Daniel, the safety, the rookie out of Minnesota. 1st down, Vikings. 6:14 and counting here in the first quarter, no score. Minnesota comes out 4 wide. Foster under center. In motion is Rondé James. They hand off to Maffa. And Maffa picks up 5 to the 50-yard line. And that'll bring up 2nd and 5. Jimmy Jam with Evil Dead. Evil Dead took the Vikings in this one. It'll be 2nd and 5 from the 50-yard line. Vikings come out 4 wide. Foster in the shotgun. Foster draws back. Foster looking, throws, caught. Jace Norton down to the 26-yard line. A 24-yard catch by Norton in a 1st down for the Vikings at the Giant 26-yard line. The Giants had to punt on their opening drive, but the Vikings have something going here. 1st and 10 from the Giant 26. 4 wide. Foster in the shotgun. Foster draws back. Throws. Caught. John Mills down to the 18. A gain of 8. And that'll bring up 2nd and 2. Under 5 minutes left in the first quarter. The opening possession for Minnesota. They've worked it down to the Giant 18-yard line. 2nd and 2. 4 wide. Foster in the gun. Foster to Maffa. And Maffa to the 15-yard line. A gain of 3. They pick up the 1st down. Phil Maffa, the rookie out of Clemson. 1st and 10 for the Vikings from the Giant 15-yard line. Vikings come out in the offset eye. Foster under center. Foster to Maffa around the outside, and Maffa, touchdown, Minnesota. A 13-yard touchdown run by Phil Maffa around the right side. And the Vikings take a 6-0 lead. Evil Dead likes that. And now Randy Lloyd will come on for the extra point. Coach not happy. Lloyd for the PAT. Snap, kick is up, and it's good. Vikings lead it 7-0. 4:16 left to play here in the first quarter. Live from MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. Week 16 here at Jammin' Sports, the first of our late afternoon games. The 4:25 starts. We're on the East Coast in December, so it's getting dark already. Zach Young will kick off from the 5-yard line. On the return is Molson, and Molson brings it out to the 29-yard line. And that's where the Giants will have it, 1st and 10. as William Rogers, the 7th-year quarterback out of South Carolina, comes back out to lead the offense. First and 10 for the Giants at their own 29. Giants come out 4 wide. Rogers under center. Rogers fakes the handoff, rolls out, and Rogers is going to take off. And William Rogers out to the 38-yard line, a gain of 9. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1. And he does the smart thing. He slides. He's a 7th-year quarterback. He knows how to slide. He knows when to slide. 2nd and 1 from the 38-yard line. Rogers under center. In the eye. Fakes the handoff. Throws deep downfield, and it's incomplete. Patrick Collins couldn't hold on. He was well covered by Montel Monroe. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 1 from the 38-yard line. Big 3rd down for the Giants coming up. Vikings up 7-0. Giants come out. Rogers under center. Rogers drops back. Looking, rolls out. He got hit as he threw. Incomplete. That's going to bring up 4th and 1. The Giants' drive stalls out yet again. Tanner Pearson will come in to punt. In his 4th year out of SMU, Tanner Pearson bobbles it, but gets it away. Fair caught at the 17-yard line. Making the fair catch, Ace Ellington, the rookie out of Howard. 1st and 10 for the Vikings at their own 17, up 7-0. 3:26 left to play here in the first quarter. Vikings trying to clinch the NFC Central Division title with a win here tonight. If that does happen, the Lions will be a wild card. If the Vikings lose, they're the wild card, and the Lions win the division. 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. Foster in the shotgun, 1st and 10. Foster hands off to Maffa, and Maffa to the 22-yard line. A gain of 5, it'll be 2nd and 5. If the Vikings lose, they'll be tied with Detroit. Detroit has the tiebreaker, though. If the Vikings win, they're a game up, and they would win the division. 2nd and 5 from the 22. Looking. Foster throws it deep, and incomplete. Yeah, the receiver was double covered. He was looking for Jaquez Coleman, the rookie out of Michigan State. It'll be 3rd and 5 at the 22-yard line. Four wide for Minnesota on 3rd and 5. Foster in the shotgun. Foster back. Foster throws. Caught. John Mills down to the 29. A gain of 7. First down, Minnesota. We have an injury timeout. Mills got shaken up. He took a pretty good hit. The 3rd-year receiver out of UNLV. Evil Dead and I are in agreement. Those Viking uniforms are awesome. The Giants don't look bad either. I love these Viking uniforms. 1st and 10, Vikings from their own 29. 4 wide. Foster under center. Foster hands off to Maffa. And Maffa, no gain. It'll be 2nd and 9. On the tackle, number 53. That's Walter Spencer, the 9th-year linebacker out of Oregon. It'll be 2nd and 9 for the Vikings. At their own 29-yard line. 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Vikings up 7-0. 4 wide. Foster in the shotgun. Foster back. Foster steps up. He's going to take off. And Foster picks up the first down and smartly slides at the 43-yard line. A gain of 14. First down, Minnesota. The Vikings won the Central Division 2 seasons ago. They missed the playoffs last season, but they're in as a wild card already, and they can be division champs with a win. Moffa on the handoff. Gets taken down for a 2-yard loss. Back at the 41-yard line. Isaiah Vaughn, the 6th-year linebacker out of Georgia Southern, on the tackle. It'll be 2nd and 12 back at the 41-yard line. When the Redskins, let's try that again. When the Vikings won the division 2 seasons ago, the Redskins beat them in the division round. 2nd and 12. Foster back. Foster throws, and it's knocked down, incomplete. Scott Daniel, the rookie safety out of Minnesota, knocked it down. Nice play by Daniel. It'll be 3rd and 12 for the Vikings at their own 41. Big 3rd down here. 5 wide. Empty backfield. Foster in the shotgun. Foster looking. Foster throws. Caught by Jace Norton out to the 43 of the Giants. 16 yards to Norton. Down to the Giant 43-yard line, and that'll be a Viking first down. The Vikings beat Dallas last week to get into this position. They can wrap up the division with a win here against the Giants. 4 wide, 1st and 10. Foster looking. Foster throws underneath, and that is caught by Lawson Underwood, the tight end, out to the 32-yard line. A gain of 11, and one of the Giants got injured. That's Easton Ayers, number 97, in his 5th year out of Texas Tech, the defensive tackle. 1:08 left in the first quarter. 1st and 10 Vikings now at the Giant 32-yard line. Giants on the move. Or excuse me, the Vikings on the move. I'm all laid up tonight. 4 wide, 1st and 10. Foster in the shotgun. Foster to Moffa, and Moffa getting something out of nothing down to the 23-yard line. A gain of 8. It'll be 2nd and 2 for the Vikings at the Giant 23-yard line. Under a minute left to play here in the first quarter. Vikings up 7-0. Foster in the shotgun on 2nd and 2. Foster drops back. Foster looking. In trouble. Foster throws it away smartly. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 2 from the 23-yard line. Smart play by Jay Foster. Did not take the sack. 3rd and 2 from the Giant 23. 36 seconds left in the first quarter. On 3rd down, everybody in tight. Foster to Moffa, picks up the first down, breaks a tackle, and gets to the 18. A gain of 5 by Moffa, the rookie out of Clemson. First down, Minnesota. 1st and 10 from the Giant 18-yard line. Vikings come out in the offset eye. Foster under center. Foster to Moffa, and Moffa to the 16-yard line. A gain of 2. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. Vikings up 7-0 here at Jammin' Sports. Welcome back to MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. We go to the second quarter, 2nd and 8 for the Vikings. They hand off or pitch it to Moffa around the outside, and Phil Moffa down to the 7-yard line. That'll be a gain of 9. It'll be 1st and goal. Is Misty rooting for the purple team? Yes or no? Yes, she says. So both Misty and Evil Dead rooting for the Vikings. 1st and goal from the 7-yard line, 4 wide. Foster under center. Foster, play action, rolls out. Foster's going to take off, and Foster's in for the touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown run by Jay Foster. Trying to make a snow angel, but there's no snow here at MetLife Stadium today. I don't like it either. It's upset my stomach. And now Randy Lloyd will come on for the extra point. Snap, kick is up, and it's good. Vikings lead it 14-0. A 15-play, 83-yard drive for Minnesota. I think the Vikings mean business today. We want to wrap up the division. The Giants, they've not been playing well as of late. In fact, the Giants have lost 2 in a row coming into this one. About ready to lose their 3rd in a row going into the playoffs. That's never good. The Giants will get a bye week. If the Vikings win, they will host either Dallas or Tampa Bay. Yeah, they did that last. You're right. On the return is Molson. And Molson brings it out to the 39-yard line. A nice return. Jay Molson, the 3rd-year back out of Howard. Another Ivy Leaguer. A lot of Ivy Leaguers. So the Giants will get the ball at their own 39-yard line, down 14-0. It's like the Giants always start strong and then peter out down the stretch for some reason. They're going to back into the playoffs as the number 2 seed in the NFC, even if they lose this game. 1st and 10 from the 39. Rodgers in the shotgun, 4 wide. Rodgers back, throws near side, and it's caught down the sideline. Chris Weavers all the way down to the 21-yard line. That's a 40-yard gain to Chris Weavers down to the Viking 21-yard line. The former Bear in his 6th year out of Florida. Turned the corner and got the first down. Out of bounds at the 21. 7:14 left in the half. Giants trying to get on the scoreboard. Down 14-0. 4 wide for the Giants. Rodgers in the shotgun. 1st and 10. Rodgers back. Throws underneath. And that's caught by Keith Washington. Down to the 12-yard line. A gain of 9. It'll be 2nd and inches. So the Giants got something going now finally. Down 14-0. On 2nd and inches from the Viking 12-yard line. 4 wide for the G-men. Rodgers in the shotgun. Rodgers hands off to Eric Johnson around the outside. Touchdown. G-men. Eric Johnson, the 7th-year back out of Duke. A 12-yard touchdown run. Around the left side. Got a great block around the outside by Collins. And the Giants get back in the game. Down 14-6. And now Zach Whitney will come on for the extra point. Whitney for the PAT. Snap, kick is up. And the kick is good. The Vikings lead is now 14-7. 6:36 left to play here in the first half. Live from MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. Week 16 here at Jammin' Sports. A virtually meaningless game for the Giants, but this game means everything for the Vikings. The difference between being a 3 seed or a 6 seed, actually it'd be a 5 seed. There's the kick from the 6-yard line. On the return, number 23 for the Vikings. Who is 23? Oh, Luke Joyner, the 2nd-year back out of Virginia Tech on the return. Out to the 27-yard line, 1st and 10. 6:32 left to play. If the Vikings were to lose this game, they would be the number 5 seed. The Cowboys or the Buccaneers would be the 6th seed. 1st and 10 from the 27. Foster under center. Foster hands off to Maffa, and Maffa picks up maybe 2 yards out to the 29-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 8. On the tackle, the linebacker, number 52, Nolan Mixon. in his second year out of Oregon State. It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Vikings at their own 29. 5 wide, empty backfield. Foster in the shotgun. Foster drops back, throws underneath, and that is caught for the first down by Rondé James out to the 42-yard line. A gain of 13 yards, first down Minnesota. 5:50 and counting here in the first half. Vikings come out in the I formation. Foster under center. Foster fakes the handoff. Foster looking. Throws outside, and it's incomplete. Pass was broken up by Walter Spencer, the linebacker. The intended receiver was John Mills, incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the 42-yard line. 5 wide. Foster in the shotgun. 2nd and 10. Foster drops back. Foster throws. Caught by Rondé James out to the 48-yard line. That'll be a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 4 for the Vikings. 5:19 and counting. Four wide for Minnesota. Foster in the shotgun. 3rd and 4. Foster looking. Foster throws, and it's caught. John Mills to the Giant 43-yard line. A gain of 9 and a Viking first down. They're in Giants territory. John Mills, the 3rd-year receiver at a UNLV. 1st and 10 Minnesota at the Giant 43-yard line. Up 14-7. 4:45 and counting in the first half. Vikings in the I formation. They hand off to Maffa. And Maffa to the 42, a gain of a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9. Jimmy Jam with Evil Dead. Misty's here on this Monday night. Playoffs right around the corner. On 2nd and 9 from the 42-yard line. Foster in the shotgun. Foster drops back. Foster throws. And it's caught by John Mills out to the 37-yard line. And that'll bring up 3rd and 4. Chris Chapman on the tackle in his 8th year out of Virginia Tech. It'll be 3rd and 4 from the 37-yard line. 4 receivers wide for Minnesota. Foster in the shotgun. Foster drops back. Foster in trouble, throws. He was forced, and it's incomplete. He was looking for John Mills, incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down. This would be a 54-yard field goal if they're going to try it. They're going to punt. Zach Young comes in to punt. Gets the punt away. Aiming for the sideline. It's out of bounds. Nope, it's in the end zone. Touchback. And the Giants will have it at the 20-yard line. 3:47 left to play in the first half. Here at MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey, Week 16, here at Jammin' Sports. Giants can tie it up before halftime with a touchdown. They come out in the I formation. Rodgers under center, 1st and 10. Rodgers to Eric Johnson. Picks up a yard to the 21. It'll be 2nd and 9. Donovan St. Paul, the linebacker, on the tackle in his 3rd year out of Dayton. On 2nd and 9. Rodgers in the shotgun. Rodgers drops back. Rodgers looking. Throws down the middle. Caught. Making the catch. Big gain by Sam Norton down to the Viking 48-yard line. A 31-yard catch and run by Sam Norton, the 3rd-year tight end out of Ohio State. First down, G-Man. Making the catch across the middle. .312 and counting. The Giants have it at the Viking 48-yard line. 1st and 10. Vikings up 14-7. Giants try to tie it up. Giants come out Rogers in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff, throws outside. And making the catch, that's Lawrence Vickers. A 6-yard gain out to the 42-yard line. Vickers in his third year at a VMI. 2nd and 4. Giants at the Viking 42-yard line. 4 wide for the Giants. Rogers in the shotgun. Rogers looking. Throws deep. Caught by Vickers down to the 4-yard line. A gain of 38 yards. Back-to-back catches by Vickers. It's 1st and goal at the 4-yard line for the G-Men. Vickers got behind the secondary. Montel Monroe caught up to him, made the tackle. Now the Giants tried to tie it up. 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. 2:15 and counting. 2-minute warning coming up. Let's see if they get the play off in time. They spread the receivers out. 5 wide. Rogers in the shotgun. 1st and goal. But we hit the 2-minute warning here at MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. Week 16 here at Jammin' Sports. 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Rogers in the shotgun. Rogers looking. Rogers still looking. Throws back of the end zone. Incomplete. Looking for Vickers in the back of the end zone. A diving attempt. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 4. 1:56 left in the half. Giants come out. Rogers under center. Rogers looking. Throws outside. And it's caught by Collins. Patrick Collins down to the 2-yard line. A gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 2. Gets out of bounds. That'll stop the clock. 1:53 left. Third and goal from the 2-yard line. Giants come out in the eye. Rogers under center. Rogers hands off to Johnson. Touchdown. Giants. A 2-yard touchdown run by Eric Johnson. 7th year back out of Duke. Oh boy, I could have scored on that play. Look how big that hole was. And now the Giants will kick the extra point. Zach Whitney will come on to tie this one up. Kick is up. And it's good. We're tied at 14. 1:51 left to play here in the first half. We're tied at 14. Lions fans are going, yes. Hey, Misty, can you rinse this out and give me some milk? That barbecue is giving me heartburn like nobody's business. $1:51 left to play. And now Zach Whitney will kick off. I'm telling you, from the 4-yard line on the return. Number 23 for the Vikings. That's Luke Joyner. Next to him. 1:47 left to play. First and 10 for the Vikings at their own 23. They have all 3 of their timeouts. They might be able to score before halftime. 4 wide for Minnesota. Foster in the shotgun. 1st and 10. Gracie brought me some milk. Thank you. Foster gets it out to Underwood. 9 yards out to the 32-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 1. $1:30 left to play. You got to get you a Viking helmet, is right. Vikings in the no huddle, 5 wide, 2nd and 1. Foster looking, throws, caught by Underwood. Underwood out to the 43-yard line, a gain of 11. And that'll be another Minnesota first down. They take a timeout with 1:17 left here in the first half. We're tied at 14. Again, if the Vikings win, they're NFC Central champions. If they lose, They are a wild card, and the Lions will be the NFC Central champions. 1st and 10 from the 43. Foster in the gun, 4 wide. Foster looking. Foster throws, coming across. John Mills out to the 47. A 10-yard gain, 1st down Minnesota. As we're coming up on a minute left here in the first half. Vikings trying to get a score before halftime. Under a minute to play. 4 wide. Foster in the shotgun, 1st and 10. Foster back. Foster throws, caught by Jace Norton down to the 39-yard line. And the Vikings take a timeout. A gain of 8. It'll be 2nd and 2. I've got a question for you, Evil Dead. They say that MetLife Stadium is not a good stadium. You've been there before. They say it's a dump. It looks good on TV. What's your assessment of MetLife? 2nd and 2 from the 39-yard line. Foster under center. Foster looking. Foster throws. Caught. John Mills down to the 28-yard line. A gain of 11. Clock is moving. 1st and 10 Vikings at the 28-yard line. It's just blah. Okay. It looks good on TV, though. On 1st and 10, Foster in the shotgun. Foster back. Foster throws. Caught by Mills again. Down to the 18-yard line. Misty says she's been there. The Vikings take a timeout with 19 seconds left. Now, I once went to the old Giants Stadium, which was a pretty good stadium, back during my junior high days when I lived in New York. That was when it was first open. That's when I didn't know you. That's right. 2nd and inches from the 18-yard line. Foster back. Foster looking. Foster in trouble and has to throw it away. Incomplete. That'll stop the clock with 12 seconds left. It'll be 3rd and inches. The Vikings don't want to squander an opportunity to get a field goal here. Yeah, when I was a Ute, the 2 Utes. 3rd and inches from the 18-yard line. Foster looking. Foster throws. Caught by Mills. He gets out of bounds at the 3-yard line. And that'll stop the clock with 8 seconds left. A gain of 15. It'll be 1st and goal from the 3. With 8 seconds left, I say take a shot at the end zone. Take a shot at the end zone. But it has to be to the end zone. They're going to try. 4 wide. Foster in the shotgun. 1st and goal. Foster looking. Foster throws and throws it away. Couldn't find a receiver. Smart play. Threw it away. And now the Vikings will line up for a field goal attempt. This will be from 20 yards. Randy Lloyd will kick to give the Vikings the lead going into halftime. Lloyd from 20 yards. Snap, kick is up, and it's good. Vikings lead it 17-14. I think there's like 1 second left. Yep. So the Vikings will kick off. So right before halftime, the Vikings take a 3-point lead, 17-14. Jimmy Jam with Evil Dead. Misty's here. Say hi, Misty. There you go. And now Randy Lloyd will kick off. Touchback. The Giants will have it at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10. 1 second left. Let's see if the Giants run a play, take a knee. What are they going to do? We're almost at halftime. They're going to run a play. They got 3 receivers to the near side. Rogers back. Rogers will throw downfield into a crowd. It's caught, but he's out of bounds. Chris Weavers. We go to halftime. Halftime score, Vikings 17, Giants 14 here at Jammin' Sports. And welcome back to MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. We go to the second half. The Vikings lead the Giants 17-14. The Vikings will get the second half kickoff. We're underway from MetLife. From the 3-yard line on the return, Montel Monroe, who brings it out to the 25-yard line. Actually, it was number 23, Luke Joyner. First down, Vikings. Once again, if the Vikings win, they win the NFC Central, and the Lions will be a wild card. If the Vikings lose, the Lions win the Central, and the Vikings will be a wild card. The Vikings will either be a 4 seed or a 5 seed, depending on what the Cowboys do if the Vikings were to lose this game. First and 10 from the 25, Foster in the shotgun, 4 wide. Foster to Maffa, and Phil Maffa to the 27-yard line. A gain of 2 yards. On the tackle, Julius Sanders, the 8th-year linebacker out of Connecticut. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 27-yard line. Jimmy Jam with Evil Dead on this Monday night. We have the Cowboys and the Steelers after this, by the way. We'll still get that game in tonight. 5 wide, Foster in the gun, unless this game goes to overtime. Foster throws, caught by Maffa, picks up the first down, out to the 36-yard line. A gain of 9, first down Vikings. We're a little bit behind schedule tonight because our first game, the Saints and the Chiefs, went to double overtime. The Saints pulled that one out 30-24. That's in the video section. It's also on YouTube. First and 10 from the 36. Foster. Play action. Foster throws, and it's incomplete. We have a penalty. Pass interference on the Giants. On Chris Chapman. I was about to say the receiver looked like he got taken down before the ball got there. It'll be first and 10 for the Vikings at the Giant 31-yard line. Foster back, throws. It's nearly picked off. Oh, Chris Chapman should have caught that one. That would have been 6, maybe the other way. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 for the Vikings at the Giant 31-yard line. Vikings can make it a 2-score game with a touchdown. Foster in the shotgun, 2nd and 10. Foster fakes it to Maffa, looks downfield, and he gets taken down at the 33-yard line. A 2-yard sack by Easton Ayers, the defensive tackle in his 5th year out of Texas Tech. It'll bring 3rd and 12 for the Vikings. It'd be a 50-yard field goal attempt from here. Third and 12 from the 33-yard line. Five wide for Minnesota. Foster in the shotgun. 3rd and 12. Foster looking. Foster throws down the middle. Wide open. Jace Norton. And Norton down to the 7-yard line. A gain of 26 yards. Jace Norton, the 3rd-year receiver out of Marshall. First and goal Vikings at the Giants' 7-yard line. Evil Dead likes that. Vikings will set up shop at the Giants' 7-yard line. First and goal. They spread the receivers out. Foster in the shotgun. Foster, pump fakes. Foster throws underneath. Caught by Rondé James down to the 2-yard line. A gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and goal. Rondé James in his 3rd year out of Arizona. 2nd and goal from the 2-yard line. 3 receivers to the near side on 2nd and goal. Foster in the shotgun. Foster draws back. Foster throws, and it's incomplete. Broken up by Greg Gibson, the safety. The receiver, Rondé James, was out of the end zone anyway. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. 5:31 left in the 3rd. Big 3rd down here. Vikings come out in the eye. Foster under center. Foster to Maffa, and he's in for the touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown run by Phil Maffa, the rookie out of Clemson. And the Vikings have made it a 2-score game. About a tablespoon. 5:29 left. Vikings up by 9. And now Randy Lloyd will come on for the extra point. Snap, kick is up. And it's good. A flag is down. Did they run into the kicker? I bet they did. That'll be assessed on the kickoff. The extra point is good. And Minnesota will kick out from the 50-yard line. They'll probably just kick it through the end zone for a touchback. Vikings up by 10 with 5:29 left to play here in the third quarter. MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. Week 16 here at Jammin' Sports. The Giants have already won the NFC East. They are locked in as the number 2 seed. Win or lose, that won't change. There's the kick. Out of the end zone, touchback, and the Giants will have it 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. With 5:29 left here in the third quarter. Yeah, it's nasty, but it works. Misty had to take some Pepto-Bismol. Yeah, don't get that barbecue again. I don't like it either. It wasn't good. First and 10 from the 30-yard line. Foster in the shotgun. 4 receivers set wide. Not Foster, I'm sorry. This is Rogers. Dumps it off to Johnson, and Eric Johnson gets hit in the backfield for a loss of 1. On the tackle there, number 99, Josiah Hayes, the rookie defensive tackle out of Kentucky. It'll be 2nd and 11. Giants come out, 3 to the near side. Rogers under center. Giants trying to get back in this game. Rogers looking, throws outside to Washington. Gets downfield, and he gets out to the 40-yard line. A gain of 11. And the Giants get the first down. Keith Washington, the 4th-year tight end out of Michigan. First down, G-Man. Four minutes, 40 seconds left in the third quarter. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. Rogers in the gun. Rogers to Johnson. And Johnson 3 yards out to the 43-yard line to bring up 2nd and 7. Ty Martin on the tackle. The 7th-year linebacker out of Tennessee. One of the Martin triplets. Zach plays for Houston, and Ryan plays for New England. In the I formation, Rogers on 2nd and 7. Gets it outside to Keith Washington out to the 47-yard line. A gain of 3. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4 for the Giants. Under 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Vikings up 24-14. Giants come out. Rogers in the shotgun, 3rd and 4. Rogers drops back. Rogers looking, throws underneath, and that's caught by Chris Weavers out to the Viking 42-yard line. 11 yards. First down, Giants. The 6th-year receiver out of Florida. Played 4 years with the Bears in his 2nd year with the Giants. First and 10 from the 42. 3 receivers to the near side. Rogers with the shotgun. 1st and 10. Rogers, play action. Steps up and gets taken down at the 40-yard line. A gain of 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8. Coming up on 3 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. Vikings up 24-14. Four wide for the Giants. Rogers in the shotgun on 2nd and 8. Rogers looking. Rogers throws outside. Incomplete. Tried to get it out to Keith Washington. And that'll bring up 3rd and 8 from the 40-yard line. 2:44 left to play here in the third. Big third down for the Giants. Rodgers in the shotgun on 3rd down. Johnson in motion. Rodgers back. Rodgers throws down the middle. Caught by Weavers to the 32. He's going to be a yard shy of the 1st down. Ty Martin on the tackle. It'll bring up 4th and 1. The Giants will probably go for it. They're in no man's land here. Down by 10. Oh, they're going to kick a field goal. Zach Whitney will come on from 49 yards. Whitney's kick is up. And it's good. And Whitney makes it a 1-possession game. He connects on the 49-yard field goal. It's now 24-17 in favor of the Vikings with 2:15 left to play here in the third quarter. So the Giants salvage a field goal, make it a 1-possession game. And now Zach Whitney will kick off. And now the kickoff by Whitney. From the 5-yard line on the return. This will be number 24, Ace Ellington. The rookie out of Howard out to the 29-yard line. And now Jay Foster comes back out. His numbers on the day. The 4th-year quarterback out of Michigan. First and 10 from the 29-yard line. On 1st and 10, he throws an incompletion. Misty was reading me something. I can't really hear you, Misty. I'm sorry. Okay. On 2nd and 10 from the 29-yard line, Foster drops back 4 wide. Foster takes off, and Foster slides out the 32-yard line. A gain of 3. It'll be 3rd and 7. Misty was reading me yesterday. A 77-yard person. What? Oh, today is 77-year-old. Sunday, a 77-year-old got hit and killed by a car at CMA Fest. 3rd and 7 from the 32-yard line. Foster back. Foster throws, and it's caught. Breaking away is Norton. Breaks away from the pack and gets all the way down to the 29-yard line. "31 yards. Actually, it's more than that. Let's see. 39 yards. Down to the 29-yard line. Jace Norton. 1st and 10 Vikings at the Giant 29-yard line. 1:15 and counting. In the I formation here in the third quarter. Foster calling it audible. Foster throws underneath. Making the catch, Rondé James down to the 23-yard line, a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. Under a minute left to play here in the third quarter. Vikings on the move. Trying to make it a 2-score game again. They're in field goal range. Vikings come out in the offset eye. Foster under center. Foster drops back. Foster throws near side, incomplete. And that'll bring up 3rd and 4. 38 seconds left. If the Vikings win, they are NFC Central champions. And Detroit would be a wild card. Detroit would be the 4 seed. Detroit would actually host a game. 3rd and 4. Foster throws and gets it down to John Mills down to the 11-yard line. A gain of 12, 1st and 10, Minnesota. In fact, Detroit would play Minnesota. No, they wouldn't. And it's dropped. Norton drops it. 2nd and 10 from the 11. The Vikings are up 24-17. 12 seconds left in the third quarter. Trying to figure out the whole wild card situation. Detroit would play San Francisco, and Dallas would play Minnesota. Forgot about the 49ers. They throw down to number 83, John Mills, down to the 3-yard line, a gain of 8. And that takes us to the end of the third quarter. Vikings up 24-17 here at Jammin' Sports. Welcome back to MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. We go to the fourth quarter. Vikings up by 7. They have it 3rd and 3 from the Giant 3. Foster looking. Foster's going to take off, and he scores the touchdown. 3-yard touchdown run by Jay Foster. Takes it himself. And the Vikings go up by 2 touchdowns on the Giants. I tell you what, Evil Dead, I know you love that. There it is. The Purple People Eaters. The Vikings have looked very good today. Very good. They're up 30-17 with the extra point. Randy Lloyd will come on. It'll put the Vikings up by 2 touchdowns. They'll be up by 14. Snap, kick is up. Kick is good. The Vikings lead at 31-17. A 2-touchdown lead. Yeah, the 49ers are locked into the 4 seed. So if Dallas were to win the next game, Dallas would play at Minnesota and Detroit would play at San Francisco in the wild card round. If Dallas were to lose the next game, Tampa Bay would take their place. Tampa Bay would play at Minnesota and Detroit would play at San Francisco. Unless the Vikings collapse here. There's the kickoff from the 6-yard line. On the return, Jay Molson. And Molson out to the 25-yard line. I tell you what, playoff scenarios will make your hair fall out. You just want to pull it up. Trying to figure out all the different scenarios that could happen. This much is sure. The Giants are NFC East champions and the number 2 seed. And they're down by 14. 31-17. The Giants are 10-5 coming into this game. The Vikings are 9-6. In the offset eye, Rodgers under center. Rodgers drops back, throws, and incomplete. You know, I just realized something. The Vikings would have the tiebreaker on the Giants if they win this game. They'd both be 10-6. The Giants would have to play in the wild card round, and the Vikings would get the bye. I just realized that. I didn't take that into consideration. They throw it down to the 38-yard line, a gain of 13 to Patrick Collins. It is hard to cover all the bases, but I just realized that they'd both be 10-6 if the Vikings win. The Vikings would be the 2 seed, and the Giants would fall to the 3 seed. Vikings would get a bye. On 1st and 10, they get it out. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Giants at their own 38-yard line. I was sitting there looking at that. I said, wait a minute. They'd both be 10-6, and the Vikings would have won head-to-head. That would make them the 2 seed. I'm glad I caught that. Rodgers, 2nd and 10 from the 38-yard line. Johnson in motion. Rodgers back. Rodgers throws, incomplete. So the Giants can go from a 2 seed to a 3 seed real quick here. 3rd and 10 from the 38-yard line. I was so focused on all the wild cards, I didn't pick that up. 3rd and 10 from the 38-yard line. Rodgers looking. Rodgers in trouble. Has to throw it away. Incomplete. It'll be 4th and 10. So the Vikings not only will win the division, they'll get a first-round bye. That's even better. And the Giants would have to contend with either Dallas or Tampa Bay. 4th and 10 from the 38-yard line. Rodgers in the shotgun. Johnson in motion. Rodgers looking. Rodgers throws deep, and it's incomplete. And they went on 4th down. It'll be a turnover on downs. The Vikings will take over at the Giant 38-yard line. Wow, I did not even, I'm just surprised I missed that. I'm usually pretty good at that. I'm human. I don't have a big staff like the NFL does to figure all this out. 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Vikings will take over with 7:08 left. It looks like the Vikings are going to win the Central Division. 4 receivers wide, 5 wide actually. Empty backfield for Foster. Foster throws, caught by Rondé James, down to the 25-yard line, a gain of 13. 1st and 10 Vikings, under 7 minutes left. On 1st and 10 from the 25, Foster in the shotgun. Foster throws, caught. Lawson Underwood out to the 18-yard line. A gain of 7. The playoff picture taking shape right before our eyes here. It'll be 2nd and 3 from the 18-yard line. Foster looking, pump fakes, throws, and it's caught by Underwood down to the 10-yard line. A gain of 8, and that'll be a 1st down for Minnesota. I'm filling in the playoff brackets. We know that San Francisco will host a wild card, and the Giants will be hosting a wild card. On 1st and 10, Foster pump fakes. Foster looking, throws, and caught by Rondé James down to the 1-yard line. A gain of 9 to be 2nd and inches from the 1. .5:25 left. 5 wide for the Vikings. Foster in the shotgun, empty backfield. On 2nd down, Foster looking, going to take it himself. Touchdown, Vikings. Jay Foster, his 2nd rushing touchdown of the day. And the Vikings are pulling away. The Vikings just pulling away. They're up by 20 now, 37-17. Evil Dead's got to love this. There you go. And now Randy Lloyd for the extra point. And for the 3rd straight season, the Giants are fading down the stretch. Vikings up by 21, 38-17 with 5:16 left. The Giants are going to limp into the playoffs. They'll be the number 3 seed. They'll have to play in the wild card round against either Tampa Bay or Dallas. The Cowboys play the Steelers next. If the Cowboys win, they'll get that final wild card. If they lose, the Buccaneers get that final wild card. And the Vikings are going to get a 1st round bye. There's the kick from the 6-yard line. On the return, Jay Molson out over the 25. And Molson out to the 30-yard line. 5:12 left. Vikings up by 21. I don't see the Giants scoring 3 touchdowns and 5:12 left. I just don't see it. Now, I've been wrong before, but I think the probability of that happening is very low. 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. Back to throw, Rodgers, and incomplete. Looking for Patrick Collins, incomplete. Ace Ellington knocks it down, number 24, the defensive back. I'm already updating the standings. That's how sure I am. as to what's going on here. On 2nd and 10, Rogers throws outside. A 3-yard gain out to the 33-yard line to bring up 3rd and 7. The Vikings are going to be NFC Central champions. Congratulations to them. 4:45 left. Rogers in the shotgun on 3rd and 7. Rogers looking, throws outside, and it's caught by Vickers out to the 38-yard line, but he's going to be shy of the first down. Again, a 5, it'll be 4th and 2. Lawrence Vickers. The Giants have to go for it. They're down by 21 with 4:37 left. On 4th and 2, everybody in tight. Rogers hands off to Johnson. Johnson, I think he got it. He did. Picks up 2 yards out to the 40-yard line. First down, Giants. Their drive will stay alive. 4:24 and counting. Minnesota up 38-17. They're up by 21 points. The Giants have not scored in the second half, I don't think. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. Rogers back. Rogers in trouble, and he throws it away. Incomplete. That'll stop the clock with 4:06 left. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 40-yard line. Well, with the next game coming up, the playoff picture will be complete for the NFC. We'll find out who the last team is as the Cowboys play the Steelers. 2nd and 10 from the 40-yard line. Rogers throws outside, caught by Washington, out to the 40-yard line. No gain. It'll be 3rd and 10. He said he was out of bounds. It'll be 3rd and 10, incomplete. 4:02 left. That's what I thought. 4 wide for the Giants. Rogers in the shotgun. Rogers looking, rolls out. Rogers throws, caught by Washington, and Washington out to the 44-yard line. A gain of 16 yards in the Viking territory. 3:50 and counting. 1st and 10 Giants at the Viking 44-yard line. 3:42 and counting. Giants have to score 3 times. They're down by 21. Rogers in the gun. Rogers fakes the handoff, throws outside, caught by Chris Weavers down to the 27. A gain of 17. He gets out of bounds. That stops the clock with 3:31 left. 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. If I'm a Giants fan, I need to be concerned. The Giants are going to limp into the playoffs on a 3-game losing streak. 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. 4 wide. Collins in motion. They hand off to Johnson, who goes nowhere. Maybe a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9. 3:17 and counting. Second and 9 from the 25. They stay in the hurry up. 4 wide. Rogers looking. He gets sacked. Back at the 31. A loss of 6 yards on the play. Number 92, Jeremy Douglas, the 3rd-year defensive tackle at Murray State, on the tackle. 3rd and 15. Back at the 31. Giants were looking pretty good in the first half, but here in the second half, they're laying an egg big time. On 3rd and 15, Rogers looking. Rogers throws, dumps it off to Johnson. He only picks up 3 to the 28-yard line. It'll be 4th and 12. Ty Martin on the tackle, the linebacker. And now it's 4th down. Well, the Giants are going to finish 10 and 6. They'll be the 3 seed. They'll have to play in the wild card round. 5 wide. Rogers looking. Rogers steps up, throws. Back of the end zone is caught. Touchdown. Chris Weavers. A 28-yard touchdown catch in the back of the end zone. That'll make it 38-23, a 15-point lead. And now Whitney for the extra point. It's up, and it's good. And now the Vikings lead at 38-24. 2:09 left. The Giants really have no choice here. They got to kick the onside kick. They're still down by 2 touchdowns with 2:09 left. This game a bit more high scoring than I thought it would be. These teams both have good defenses, but the Giants defense not there today. The common denominator in all of the Giants losses so far, no turnovers forced by the defense. Onside kick. And that'll be fielded by John Mills. He'll have it at the Giant 46-yard line. 1st and 10 Vikings. They're booing here at MetLife Stadium. Well, they should. The Giants sputtering. They're going to sputter into the playoffs. And the way Tampa Bay's been playing as of late, if it ends up being the Bucs here, I would not want to play Tampa Bay. But if Dallas beats Pittsburgh, it'll be Dallas here, and Tampa Bay will be out. Dallas and the Giants split during the regular season, each winning at home. In the offset eye, they hand off to Maffa, and Phil Maffa gets the first down out to the 35-yard line as we hit the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left. It'll be first down Vikings at the Giant 35-yard line. Minnesota up 34-24. The Vikings are 2 minutes away from the NFC Central Championship. The Lions will be a wild card. Maffa on the carry, 3 yards. And this game sets one of the wild cards. It'll be Detroit at San Francisco for one of the wild card rounds in the NFC. Detroit will be a wild card. On 2nd and 7, they hand off to Maffa inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line. A gain of 5. So 2 of the wild cards of the 4 games have been set. We know it's the Ravens at the Steelers. And it'll be Detroit at San Francisco. We do know it's going to be the Chargers and Dolphins. We just don't know where yet. 3rd and 3 from the 28-yard line. Foster under center, 4 wide. We'll find out that game tomorrow. Maffa gets the first down. And the Giants take a timeout with 1:48 left. Giants are out of timeouts. 1st and 10 Vikings. They can run out the clock. Well, there you go, Evil Dead. Your Minnesota Vikings are NFC Central champions. They'll get a first-round bye. They played a great game today when they needed to. In the victory formation, Foster takes a knee. I mean, they put 38 up on the Giants today. That's good. We have Dallas and Pittsburgh up next. Down to 1:14 left. They're going to run a play this time. Foster hands off to Maffa up the middle. And Maffa down to the 16-yard line. A gain of 6. It'll be 3rd and 4. Under a minute to play. This will tick under 40 seconds. The Vikings will probably kick a field goal, though. On 3rd and 4, Foster will take a knee. And that'll do it. Both teams will finish 10-6. Both teams are division champs, but the Vikings have the tiebreaker on the Giants now, so the Vikings are the 2 seed, and the Giants are the 3 seed. And Randy Lloyd will come on from 34 yards as time expires. The kick is up, and it's good. And your final score is Minnesota 41, the Giants 24. Thanks for watching here at Jammin' Sports. Cowboys, Steelers up next.